Testing, testing, testing. Let's get it. Let's see what we got here. Come on. Let's see. All right, so there's a disclaimer. Hopefully you had time to read it. Let's go ahead and get out here to our right. So this is what our scanner is looking like right now. Leading in volume, we have BENF. Behind that, we have BDSX that just hit 1 million shares traded. We have SBEV, SBEV. We have AREB, AREB, WALK, and SHPH, and HHS. So we'll focus on the top 4 there. Well, I mean, to be honest, AREB doesn't look like it's moving. SBEV may be moving a little bit, but BDSX, let's go see what's going on with that. So let me switch over to my main. Okay. Then we'll close this and go to main. All right, so BDSX, the catalyst for today says that it announces expanded Biorad Laboratories partnership agreement to develop droplet digital PCR high complexity assays, I guess. Okay. So it came up here to, what is this, 962. Where did it close yesterday? It closed at around 683. It's up 31%. Closed with ATR of 66 cents. Let's go look at the daily chart on BDSX. So let's zoom in. We can see that it had a couple of levels up here. It had one at 1086. Looks like it went up there 1083-ish. Okay, then it had one at, what is this, 1059. Had a gap here that is kind of trading in. So this is the bottom of the gap, around 830s. I guess I could say 873. This is our lower gap. So let's go ahead and edit. This is going to be the lower daily gap level. Okay. Then we're going to do one for the higher gap level. Duplicate. Bring it up here. I mean, I don't know if I want to. Usually I just do the wicks because that's where the war zone went. So I will edit this, put out here higher daily gap level. Perfect. All right, so got a couple of levels out there. Let's go look at the chart and see where those levels line up. So this is the 1083 up there, and it's right in between that higher gap and lower gaps, kind of tight there. But I did the wicks instead of the bodies of the candles, so we'll see how that acts. Other than that, I did take a trade yesterday on. I took a trade on Nerve, which made my Monday loss back. So let's go over here and look at this. Leo. Okay. So this one was the trade from yesterday. I got in at 10.06, $10.06, and I sold at 10.85. So I did get my 30 cents. So on TAOX, all I want to do is start off and get a cushion on the week, and not give up too much. And I gave up right around what I'm looking to give, 30 cents, because I'm looking for 30 cents to the upside. This one, Nerve, gave me that 30 cents and some. So definitely made that back, and looking to continue to grind up. And today is Wednesday. So we talked about this earlier this week or last week, how Wednesdays go for me. So looking over here on the calendar, this is what Wednesdays do to me, right? Thursdays, Fridays, Mondays, Tuesdays, I'm pretty good. Wednesdays, just a nice red streak on Wednesdays. So I got to be careful with things moving on Wednesdays, especially most of the losses that I take is because it's on kind of like a fence rider catalyst. It isn't really hot, it isn't really cold, it's just catalyst on Wednesday. And so it's like a lot of times I'm like, man, I'm catalyst based trading, and so it's hard because that's what I'm looking for. But then I got to say, okay, well, is this something that on a normal profitable day that I would be trading? And it's usually a no. And so I try to give it a little stab, but I don't even know if I'm going to give it a little stab this time, because last Wednesday, I took 2 trades just to give it a stab. Red, it was small red, and then a little bit, but I'm trying to keep it around a 30-cent loss altogether. So instead of the first day being a $369 loss that I had to make up the next day on an actual good catalyst day, I want to avoid these red days and just keep the green, and keep it pushing up. Because I could have been up quite a bit more on this month, but it is what it is. I spent like a couple of days just trying to dig out of the hole and stay out of the hole, playing defense, getting some profits on the table. Okay, so let's jump back over here and see what just happened. So BDSX did fall from this little level here where we saw the gap, fell back down into towards the lower part of the trading range. Let's go look at AREB. AREB is up 56%. AREB does not look to have many catalysts on the day. So, well, first of all, it's out of my price range. I'm looking for things over 5 that can pay me 30 cents easily. I've been pretty consistent getting that 30 cents per trade. So if I do take a loss, I lose 30 cents, but okay, well, on the next trade, I may get 30 times, 30 times something, get $1 something move, which you've seen a couple of times just in my statistics. And I do spend a lot of times in the statistics so I can know, what is the thing that's hurting me? What's the thing that's making me move forward? Starting from the beginning of the month, of course, I absolutely just destroyed my whole goal, saying that I wanted to get 30 cents. I took $1.81 per share loss. And then the next day got $6.66 per share. Next day took like a 13-cent gainer, but it was on weak news, close lower price range towards the $5. And then you can see as the prices rise, I do a little bit better. This one was $3 and something. This was out of my range, so I took profits quickly. 16 cents, $3. I gave it another try. Lost 3, lost 5. ACXP lost 33, and trying to keep it around that 30 cents. Now, sometimes I do get slippage, but for the most part, I'm getting what I'm aiming for. But yeah, it's kind of work in progress, just working on through here. All right, so AREB, 4 million shares traded up 45%. It is the top gainer in the low floats. Now, for pre-market trading, I'm not looking to trade any high float things. I'm looking for low floats. So if they're there, great. Now, intraday, I will take stabs at things that aren't too high of a float, but I'm just like, is it worth the time and effort watching it chop around looking for a nice move? Or do I need to just wait for a low float? All right, so let's go. The next one, number 2. This one doesn't even look bullish. BENF, and then SBEV, 9 million shares, went up there to 380s. Looking for, it looks like SBEV, Splash Beverage has, it says CFO William T reported a 29.4% stake. So he just pretty much got some more stake in the stock. And I don't know if that's not a really strong move. That's the kind of news that I'm talking about that cooks me on Wednesdays. It's like it's just news. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not good for anybody except one person, right? It's like, I don't know about that. All right, let's see what this is. SHPH. Shuttle Pharma positions to become the first self-learning biotech after definitive LOI to acquire Molecule AI. So it's the acquisition. AREB turned around there. It was up 45% and turned around hard off the $2.08. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, though. Just kind of giving a midweek update. Green on the week, definitely green on the month. Just kind of continuing the grind higher. Yeah, I take losses, but they're definitely controlled losses because I don't have to oversize on the ones that I trade to get something. If it's good, I can make money with 5 shares. You know what I mean? Make money with 1 share. But you can't do that down here on these price ranges. You take 1 share on this, I mean, you're going to be very sad at the end of the day. Very, very sad. All right. The other thing, when I'm trading, even yesterday, let me show you what I was doing yesterday on Nerve. So I had drew out the ideas that I was spotting on the chart, and you can see I was looking at all the ideas, even from pre-market. I had some on here from pre-market, but I do the cleanup so I don't have all those lines on the chart. So the pre-market, I did completely miss all of that. We had this level down here that did end up bouncing off of on Nerve right in here that I had marked before I left, and it was headed down there, and I was on the road during this time, so it is what it is. I came back and I saw this little high. I marked this level up, and I had my morning meeting in here, and I got out of the meeting around 9:15ish. So I came in like right up in here somewhere, and I saw it. I said, okay, I missed the initial move, but if something does something once, it's a good chance that it'll do it again. So I was looking, started to mark it up from here, marked my first little downtrend there. And I just call them ideas, right? They're not really trends because some people, they place trends and then they just stop looking. They're like, oh, I found the trend. No, you found one trend. I like to look at all of the possibilities of trends that can happen. So I drew those in, saw it dip down here, and then reclaim up here, right? And I saw this little trend. I was like, okay, well, maybe it'll respect this little trend here, this little idea here. So I drew that in, and it came back down and started to kind of consolidate on higher lows around here. So I was like, okay, well, that looks like it can maybe give me some profits here, because if it was a bad stock, it would have just continued breaking down pretty heavy. So it went back up here to the 1062s, bounced here, and I was just waiting. And then when I saw it start to cross this original downtrend, I was like, okay, this is looking like something I need to be ready to play. So it came up here outside of this, crashed back down into this level right at the 986. Now, I was already in here. So when it started to crack over this level, I got in at a price of 1006 right in here. 1006, and it crashed down. I had my stop down here. So I was giving it a little bit of room to play back down here. And then it did a little bit more chop and boom, exploded. So from 1006, it went up right on through 1006 up here to the 1070s. And this is where I was starting to take profit. My average take profit was 1085 in here. And I actually ended up taking majority of everything off of this. I had 6 shares left up here on this drop. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to let the 6 shares play. And it came back up here. I took a little bit more off of here. Took my final, I had my final little stop out around like 1050. I was looking for 1050s to hold for it to push back up to maybe highs with that 6 shares. That would have been okay. But it ended up stopping me out on this big rejection. So yeah, jumped in there, 160 shares, took a little dip, bam, was selling up there, and then got that little sell off. So that's kind of how I'm looking to, you know, even when I'm late on the day, I just come in and look at the ideas that are still possibly valid and trade those ideas. All right, so let's go jump out to BNF. Still going down. What about SBEV? Downward motion. ARIB gave everything back as well. And statistically, I need to be playing the most defense on Wednesday. Because it is, man, it has baked me over. Even not just this month, but like months in past. Trading on that day on some halfway catalysts. So there's not any really good catalysts. I'm gonna have to play some defense. Let's go over here and see about who's speaking today. So today is the 22nd. Yeah, I'm using TOS scanner to find my trades. Yes, TOS scanners. My bad, BizPhone. TOS scanners to find trades. I was using Benzinga for a minute. And paying $197 per month, but I just didn't see, like, I don't know, I can find everything that I need with a free scanner. Because either way it goes, with me looking for structure, instead of just jumping in, I'm looking for structure. So that takes time, which gives the scanners time to find those trades. You know what I mean? Let's see what we got. Yeah. But for pre-market, the scan has to be simple, because it can't do complicated. It can't it can take closing data points like the end of yesterday. It can take those and try to create a plot for you. But for pre-market, it's weird because the data isn't the same. The data, it can't really access it freely on TOS. That's one thing I did like about Benzinga. Even during the pre-market, I could see RVOL, I could see, you know, the relative volumes. I could see everything pretty much during pre-market. Everything worked during pre-market. But I'm like, you know what? I can still kind of eyeball it on the scans that I have. I can eyeball what I'm looking for, so I really don't need that. But I would say if you're looking to learn what you need, getting a paid service, doing like a free trial, or just paying for it for like a month, because I use Benzinga for probably like 4 or 5 months, paying $200 a month. And I realized, hey, these are the things that I would like to see, and I can kind of eyeball these things now, instead of just being in a spot where I'm like, well, I just got to pay for this, you know, and keep $200 of profit in my pocket. What were we doing over here? Oh, we're looking at 22nd. 22nd, so go look here. So it says we have a speech today by Governor Michael Barr, Community Development Finance at 2025 Opportunity Finance Network Conference. We also have another speech later on this afternoon by Governor Barr, Financial Inclusion at the Crossing the Credit Barrier Conference hosted by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, St. Louis. Okay, so and that's via a pre-recorded video, so it's not live. I mean, just something you can watch if you want to. The live event was yesterday, Governor Christopher Waller, and then we have a live event tomorrow, which is Michael Barr or Michelle Barr. I don't even know, man. Michael Barr, community investment at the Nova Gradic 2025 Fall New Markets Tax Credit Conference, New Orleans. All right, let's jump over here to Yahoo Finance. Let's do a refresh real quick. Now, they said AWS servers were back up or services were back up. And I don't know about that. I didn't see the video come up here on Yahoo, so they may still be struggling with some issues. I looked earlier, but nothing popped in. So they may still be having some issues over here. Yeah. Okay. So let's see the latest news. Money losing companies with colorful histories have pivoted to crypto. Uber rebrands green as electric offers. Uber rebrands green as electric offers U.S. drivers $4,000 to switch to EV vehicles. Netflix slumps as revenue forecast disappoints lofty investor expectations. A significant group of Americans are falling behind on their car payments, an economic warning sign. The benefits of keeping your investing life simple is the magnificent Seven's earnings edge fading. TI shares slide as bleak outlook signals delayed industry recovery. The stock market is about to care about the calendar. Huge portfolio increases may take loss, harvesting more likely and more punishing to the S&P's worst performers regardless. Okay. Tesla's rebound faces test in earnings today. Early U.S. earnings. Let's go and look at Tesla actually. Tesla. I'm gonna put that one on the watch. We'll go look at it in a minute. I like to take note of these that are actually in the news. AT&T tops estimates as bundled plans. iPhone promos lift sales. AT&T. I mean, I'm still in the grain on AT&T. Good morning, Andre. Waller, a Fed chair contender, backs rate cuts without bowing to Trump. Netflix stock falls after earnings miss. Gold extends rot. In volatile pullback from historic surge. UK inflation holds unexpectedly at 3.8 in September. US said to near deal with India as Trump wobbles on ZG meeting. US stocks keep records in play. Okay. All right. So I'm guessing none of these videos will play. Let's see. Nope. Still facing issues. API. Yep, your API is down. Playback. Made almost $1,000 on Beyond yesterday, hoping for the same again today. Nice. Let's go look at Beyond. So Beyond ended up when did we see it in pre-market? It was like $2, wasn't it? Yeah. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? Right up in here. Yeah. So it was almost $2. Okay. Come on now. Stop playing. Where is I at? Oh, it's Thursday. Okay. All right. So yeah, had quite a bit of a little pump up on Beyond Meats. Went all the way up to $8.86. Nice swing trade there, man. I guess we all took a little bit of green into the pocket on yesterday. It's with some kind of strategy. But yeah, hit a high of 886. Let's look at Beyond's daily chart here. So we had this gap that we saw yesterday that I had marked up. It filled all the gaps actually. So filled this one right. Well, actually, I could just duplicate. Filled this one right in here. Around the 270s, whatever. And then a lower one. Duplicate. And now it's sitting up here. Actually, no, it's sitting higher than this. This is closed at 362 yesterday. And had a high up here of 486. So it's above all this. This is a peak level. Peak level. Edit. Peak. Daily level. Okay, and then let's back up a little bit more. What does it have up there to the 8s? So it's all the way above this level. Peak level 760. So let's duplicate that. Bring it on. Whoops. Activate. Duplicate. Okay, so there's a peak level 760. It went all the way to 886. So didn't quite get to this previous 928, but man, it was definitely on its way. Okay. And now it's back down to into this level between 482 and 762. So it is what it is. Congratulations on your winnings. BENF just popped up for some reason. Don't really know why. It's a cheaper one. It says catalyst on the day. Why? Well, it's just asking why is this surging actually. So it just popped from 62 cents up here to 81 cents. It is a cheaper one. Biz phone. Let's see. So you don't see my chart? Wait. What's going on? Can y'all see all these charts? Yeah, I can see them. I don't know why you wouldn't be. Huh. Okay, got you. All right, so BE beneficiary, whatever, is making a little move up 70% with 20 million shares traded. So if this is gonna be where the people are on a Wednesday, I'm gonna be careful. Now let me see what else we had. Oh, you said screen is frozen. Got you. Let's see. Hey, how did you put those drawing tools at the top? So on each of the, well, let me make sure you can actually see this. If I open this, can you see this? No, you can't see it. Oh, yes, you can. Let's see. So if I go to drawings and I have my drawing tools out here, let me remember. Did I have to go into the big settings for this? Let me see. Application, open, blah, blah, blah. I think I went into the big settings for this drawing tools on there. And you can't see this. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can make it's visible. How can I show this? And show drawing tools. So when you on a specific chart, each chart has settings, right? If you go to that chart settings, and it's like a little kind of like a gear icon, or I guess you can call it a gear icon, yeah. and it's one called style on the chart, right? And in the style, you can go to settings. There's a gear icon in style. So you click on settings, and in there on the first page in the general section, it has a little drop down that's called My Tools. And you can choose to have it off. You can have it on, it can be on each chart, or it can be on a single panel. And I just have it on each chart. So, and then what you can do when you get it on each chart, you can pin the drawing tools down to that chart. I don't know if you found it. Let me know if you see that. But you go onto the specific chart that you want it on. Go into style. There's a gear icon, and then you can get into the show on my chart or my tools on chart. Andre says another gold dump or GLD dump today. GLD gold shares. Yeah, I kind of figured there was a lot of hype around gold. I mean, it was going up, but it's like gold is something you got to buy when it's down, and just wait for the rip, because I mean it's just so people get into it, but it's just a lot, man. I rather just, I don't really have a whole gold holding. I got a lot of companies, but I don't have a lot of gold. But yeah, once you get that pin, you can actually customize these buttons. So the ones I use the most is the pointer. Of course, y'all see me use it all the time. The pan, the not the trend line. What is this? What do you call this? It's like the support resistance line, the horizontal line. This is the trend, the oval, just in case I need to draw something like that, or something, or when I'm pointing out head and shoulders and things like that. I don't ever really use this arrow. I don't even know why it's here. Let's get rid of that. Never really use that. Delete that. So save. Okay, so that's gone. But I do use the box. I use the box to do the pointer control, pointer, pan. That's pretty much all I need, and a text to write text on chart. Because the thing that I've learned is if you find something bad out about something, but you don't write it down where you can remember it, you can easily come back during the day looking for things. You're like, oh, this is something that I know I looked at this morning, but I don't quite remember why I either stayed away, or why was I even avoiding this stock. And so when you put that text on the chart, you can clearly see it on your daily chart. When you check your daily chart, hey, this is maybe a Chinese stock that's doing something crazy, or this is something that has a weak catalyst, or whatever. So it's good to kind of write down the notes so you don't have to undo your due diligence. Let me go over here, and so BENF came back up here and now hit the 89 cents up there and coming back down. It's got 23 million. So majority of people over there on that little kind of low float. SBEV up 35%. AREB went up there and now has settled around the 150s. BDSX, the one that we saw go all the way up to $9, and this is what happens on Wednesdays, man. You find these things that don't really have strong catalysts, and they will take your soul. It's like, yeah, man, I'm up here playing around the lower gap, waiting for it to try to reverse, and it never happens. It just continues to fade. And now it's only up 5%, so nobody's looking at it. Walk. AREB. Oh, Rexcon said he posted a picture in the Discord of the tools. I don't know if you're in the Discord. Let me know if that Discord link works. It should. Sometimes they kind of act quacky, especially after a extended period. They should last forever, but I don't know. But yeah, in the Discord, that's where we continue the conversation after the streams. We talk about everything from stocks to swing trading to dividend investing to crypto, pretty much everything in one chat. And yeah, we just We just let people know if things are popping up in the middle of the day. Sometimes we see crazy things. I know Mike D catches, I don't know what kind of scanner he has, but he catches things that are like, I mean, they get from like 150 and they sometimes they just go to like 400 or something like that. I mean, just huge gaps. I don't know what kind of scanner he's using. I don't know if he's using the scanners in TOS, but yeah, he catches them. And but he definitely trades some of the bigger the big higher price gappers, gapping hundreds of dollars. But let me look at Discord and see what he posted here. Discord is free too. Yeah, yep, that's exactly what I was trying to explain. Yep. General, yep, he's got it. All right. What else was I doing? Oh, we were looking at B. Let's go back over here to see if any more news has cracked out. 11 minutes ago, Teledyne lifts 2025 profit outlook on raising demand for defense equipment. That's the latest news. BP strikes gas condensate in Namibia's Orange Basin. So BP, I guess that's gonna be good for BP. Teledyne lives. That's what we are just looking at. Winnebago fiscal Q4 earnings snapshot. Asian stock exchanges slam door on Bitcoin treasury companies. Wow. Stifle money losing companies with colorful histories have pivoted to crypto. Okay, we've seen a lot of these healthcare services. Wonder how long they're gonna keep the government shut down. They were talking about cutting a couple of things, you know, or not really cutting a couple of things. Things are going to be cut off because the government is shut down during this next, I guess, this next month of let me see, October and November. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. 24 million shares traded. So we know where the people are, where the people's eyes are this morning on this one. It is the highest volume, low float. And a lot of times on the mornings when I find a high volume, low float like this that is cheaper, I'm like, okay, this may be an irrational day. It just may be an irrational day. So we have to figure out, is it going to be irrationally strong, irrationally weak, or irrationally just consolidation, where it goes and it forms these ranges like this, where it goes from 52 up here to 95 and then back down and just starts to just kind of stay within this range between 89 and 62, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we can see it pretty much traded yesterday, and it's trading in the same area. So this one was, we can look at this volume level from 65 to 95, and it's basically made lower levels of volume trading here. So very interesting to kind of watch the volume profile. I really like the volume profile. I don't use VWAP, don't use MACD, don't use any of that stuff. But the volume profile showing me the exact price that something is trading has been quite beneficial. Quite beneficial. Volume profile and ATRs is pretty much what I'm using. And you know how I draw the trends and stuff, looking at the different ideas. RSI. I remember when I first started, I had everything on my chart. I had MACD, RSI, VWAP, I had different like high and low indicators. I had I mean my chart was full. Like everything that you could have on a chart, I did have on a chart. And I that's probably why my old computer blew up. But yeah, I just have gotten simpler and simpler and simpler in what I actually need to see on the chart. Like I don't need RSI is like it's pretty much telling you oversold, overbought, and all of that. And I could just see that. I'm like, okay, it's at a high. Okay, it's at a low. Okay, it's at a high. It's at a low, based on the range and based on the ideas that I've drawn. So you know, like what's the big idea? Like, whoops, that's the wrong one. So let's say if I was drawing ideas here, I got a peak out here, peak level of 94 cents. And this is just showing the idea. It's not really saying I'm gonna trade this, but I draw the idea. Let's say something pops out to a new peak out here. This would be a secondary idea. And we just keep drawing until it starts to make sense visually, right? So for a uptrend, I mean, it's not really any clear uptrends right now. Down here to the 62, we just see it kind of going back and forth under these levels here. Now, for a trend inside of a trend, I could take this peak and go downwards here, but this is a little steep. I like to see a little bit more consolidation and it not be so steep. But yeah, I really enjoy trading, man. I trade pretty much all the time as long as I can be near a computer. I pretty much keep my eyes there. Or I already know what I'm gonna trade from pre-market, like Nerd from yesterday. We were watching it way before it took that big rip. And I'm like, hey, if I miss the first one, but it's ripping like that, I'm pretty sure I can capture something in here. Senate or Senate. Nice said, Andre, are you going to play? Yeah, he called out Beyond. He said he made almost $1,000 yesterday on Beyond, which is insane, actually. Um, he has he has way more patience than I do for sure. But I'm day trading, he's swing trading, so you know that's understandable. I don't know when he exactly got in, or if I don't even know if he was scalping this or what, but definitely made quite a bit of move from $2 up to 8. Beyond. I just saw the shares outstanding. I was like, man, that flows high, man. I don't like that. That's the first thing I thought. I don't know about a day trade on that. You got to already be in for that. What was and so the news on Beyond? What was the news that sparked that? Like I didn't really see any news on that. On the spark. Let's see. So let's see news. I see underperforming news and back in last month. Let's see. Argus Research downgrades Beyond Meat to sell. Underperforms. Beyond Meat wins at arbitration proceeding against manufacturers seeking 73 million. Was that the big news? Beyond Meat won its arbitration proceeding against a farmer co-manufacturer that was trying to win 73 million in damages. Nope, that couldn't be, man. It's been a long time since that news came out. Then it said Beyond Meat launches exchange offer and consent solicitation intended to eliminate over 800 million of debt with existing note holder support. Beyond launches exchange. Okay, so it's the same thing. And that was all at the end of last month. So coming into this month, it says Beyond Meat Inc. stock advances 3.8%, outperforms the market. So it was climbing at the start of this month. Just started to climb after all of that. I guess arbitration and debt elimination happened. It just started to climb. Press release: Beyond Meat announces early tender. Kind of some repeats from last month. Somebody was maintaining a sale. On the 14th, Beyond Meat, Beyond Meat shares are trading lower after TD Cowen lowered his price target on the stock from 2 to 80 cents. Well, that was wrong. It went up to $8. And then on the 14th, they hit an all-time high. 17th, Beyond Meat's options activity. Okay, so it has some irregular options activity on the 17th. Investors look ahead, key earnings reports. Yeah. That was quite a play, man. To take note of all of that over a couple of weeks or whatnot. Beyond Meat announces plans with announces plans with Walmart to increase availability of select products at over 2,000 stores nationwide. That was on the 21st, yesterday. Interesting. So they're going to be reporting their financial results on November 4th. Yeah, that's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work. You put in some effort for that $1,000. You out here sweating. So I guess that was a question for Senate asked a question to Andre. He said, so you buy a low RSI at 30, they would start selling products at Walmart. And basically it's a short squeeze. Walmart news, and Underby said yes, scaled up to 400 shares at average of $2.55, sold 200, close at close 470, still sitting on 200 shares now. Wow. So yes, they say it can squeeze to 6. That's crazy. Yeah, that was a powerful move, man. $2 per share move on 400 shares. Very interesting. I just have not made a significant amount of money on these cheap ones, whether I'm swing trading or doing anything. I guess I'm not too good at like I said, I don't use much on the charts anyway, so just like, man, it is what it is, man. But that Walmart news, I guess that does kind of stick out. So we can see BENF coming up to the levels that we had up here to the, what is this, 84, kind of finding a little bit of resistance. And now this is less steep. So I would start to put ideas in here and say, hey, I wonder what this idea is going to do inside of here. You know, what's that going to do? That's not that steep. It makes sense. And so I'm like, hey, could it continue to push down? Is it going to start to break out of this, or what's going on with this one? It's got 25 million shares traded on it. ARIB, 32%, 6 million shares traded. And I guess the other thing that I would say is, what was Walmart doing as it was running up? Was it going up as well? Was it making a move from the beginning of the month? Let's go look at the daily chart for Walmart. So Walmart out here, let's see, at the beginning of October, Yeah, October right here did a little accumulation gather, and then this gap up here on the 14th. So Walmart gapping up and that having Walmart news could definitely be a major reason for that to go up. Right now, Walmart is making its way back down now, but man, what a gap up right there. 102 up to 103, all the way up to 109. That's some pretty large movement for Walmart. So I guess there was some parallels there. I don't know if you took that into consideration, but you know, maybe you're just like, man, Walmart, bro. It's everybody knows Walmart. 313 million shares traded on Beyond. Insane volume. I mean, 313 million? That's I don't even know if we can call that thickly traded. That's like peanut butter trading. Right. AREB still going down. All the volumes pretty much on Beyond right now. So small caps are pretty irrelevant right now. Beyond popping back up, pop down here to the 586. It's not a super clear structure here on Beyond, but I don't expect it to be because it's not a low float. So just got a nice little something like that, and it's got a couple ideas that you could use. You could use this one. You could use this one. Use this one. So it's got a couple ideas there. And then for the uptrend, we really can't. I mean, I guess you could come from down here and go up, but it's not really clear. Rather see if it's going to start making higher lows, or it's going to continue to grind down. But that's just the idea that I use during trading low floats, though. So I don't know how relevant that is over here. Maybe completely irrelevant. Jump back to $8. BENF just absolutely slowed down in volume. Hit a wall. But yeah, you know, a lot of times I call this no rush trading, but it's really not no rush trading. It's more like, you know, while you have time, do your due diligence. You know, while you have time, do your research, go in there, look why these things are moving, and try not to get caught off guard too bad. Like if you do get caught off guard, manage the risk. If you're taking bigger size and things like that, I mean, if you're taking larger share size, you need to be looking for less range, right? You don't need to be taking, you know, 20,000 shares expecting it to go crazy, because some of these things will take your whole bank account unless you're super consistent and you've seen that you can consistently get 30 cents per trade, and then you take 20,000 shares, right? You're like, man, I'm confident. Take these 20,000 shares. I risk 30 cents to gain maybe 30 cents or more. And if it doesn't work out, oh well. But it's all about risk management. Then if you're brave enough to take swings, like I got Andre, you know, I just when my head hits the pillow, that swing is just still rattling around my brain. I'm like, man, I want to sleep, but I'm like, but I want to see what this thing's gonna do in the morning though. But some people are built different, and different traders are built different. Well, not just built different, they have statistics to back up what they're doing, right? So you sleep a lot better when you've done a lot of those trades and you're okay with the risk that you're taking. So, you know, if you don't have that the statistics, I'll be sweating. I'll be sweating out my bed, man. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's still got shares. I got 200 shares left. Oh man. But in my long-term portfolio, the things that I do actually trade long-term, I'm okay because I've been doing that. So it's a lot less stress when things don't have the big volatility swings. BENF, did it re-challenge that level? Like it did, yeah. So that idea slightly invalidated, but back up there to our main idea, or one of our main ideas. We'll see if it goes through. Bang, bang, up to the original. So I believe that's the top idea there. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Right up to it. How do they feel about this idea, though? Do they feel that it can get through, or is it coming back down? Feeling kind of jumpy at this idea, huh? Bang, bang. There's the break of the idea there. Let's see what it wants to do there. So it broke up over this previous level, and now we got a new idea out here that can be plotted from the previous high. Go ahead and plot this idea. We still don't have a clear uptrend yet. So got a new idea. Will it hold these? Will it get back into this idea down here? Now the point of control was down here at 81 cents and crashing right back under. 26 million shares traded. And that was kind of like the move that I took yesterday on Nerve, except instead of it going up 5 cents, Nerve jumped up $1 something. Or wait, was it $1 something? I was up 150 on the top side. So I actually ended up taking 127 on the trade, but I was up 150, 155, something like that. It was a pretty nice jump up there, like maybe 70 cents, 80 cents on a pump out like that. And now coming back down, it failed. Created a new idea, failed the old idea, and is riding on one of the old ideas. So we'll see if it continues to pump down and continues to validate that maybe this trend down here was valid. Beyond Meats continues to hold at $6 level, but making those lower lows. So just kind of grinding on down. It is 6:59 right now. I haven't really targeted. Well, first of all, today is a day that I'm playing some super defense because Wednesdays. I don't know if y'all saw my stats. Let me pull them back up here. What I've been doing on Wednesdays. So yesterday or Monday, I took a trade, lost 71 bucks. Yesterday, took a trade, won 126. And on the calendar, Wednesdays have been the crux of my existence on this month. So it's like, hey, first day of the month, punched in the mouth. Second day, okay. Friday took a little bit. Tuesday, it's okay. Wednesday, definitely cut the loss on this Wednesday. Did not hold. Thursday, okay. Friday, little loss. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and we got the rest of this. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days left. So I'm playing some super defense on this Wednesday. Hump Day just treats me wrong, man. It really does. Back over here to BENF. Again, forming a new idea here. This is a very steep little fall down and pop back up to this idea up here to 90 cents. And it's forming a new idea here, possibly. Let's see if it breaks out of this high of 90 cents. Very choppy stop. Nice. Okay, so got a little bit of a new idea here. We'll see what it does with that. YYAI on was called out by BizPhone. YYAI. Let me go look at that. Well, BNF. Look, I just looked away, man. I just looked away. Okay, let me go check out YYAI real quick. YYAI. YYAI. Is it a slow float? YYAI. It is not really a low float. Yeah. So BENF going up to $1. So you gotta look for the low floats, man. You gotta look for the low floats. This thing going to $1, man. Broke out all the ideas here. You see that breakout, bro? That's 9 cents on this little cheap stock about to break $1 with no catalyst. How y'all feel about that? No, I'm playing. I'm not trying to tempt y'all. This is something that I wouldn't trade. So I wouldn't just be soliciting y'all to do anything crazy. But yeah, YYAI is definitely something I wouldn't trade. So it actually is a little bit too high float. During intraday is when I focus on the higher floats, if they're holding up. All right, BENF, you had all these ideas down here. You haven't proven yourself that you can hold up this trend yet. You just kind of been grinding up. So what's going on? Where you want to break down to? You went right up to $1, and now we have this high right here is now invalid pretty much. So I'm gonna let it just trade, but this is gonna be the new idea point. So drawing from this high 99 cents down to whatever level it falls to. BNBX. Applied Data Sciences closes up a 58 million private placement on BNBX. It just went from 360 up here to 797. Closes up a private placement. So at this point, remember, I'm looking for structure first. I'm not just trying to jump into something. I mean, look at the move it's already made. 355 up here to 8. Let's go do our due diligence while we have time as this building structure. So we go out here to the daily chart, and we can see it does not have a whole lot of trading history. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months of trading. It is currently ripped over this 585 level. So this would be a peak level 585, the high. So let's mark that up. Peak daily level. It is a low float. And that's the only level that's really obvious. So it's got to build something out here. Popped up to 849, big move down to 698. And this point right here is where our ideas start. So this peak point, 849, we'll see where it wants to rest. This is the high there at 585 there. It's up 101% with 3 million shares traded. It is above $5. So, you know, it's meeting a lot of the criteria. It does have catalysts on the day. But one of the things about Wednesdays for me is catalyst that's kind of on the fence, and I kind of have to understand it a little bit more. So I'm going to read into it. It says Applied DNA Sciences closes up a $58 million private placement, announces initial BNB holdings. So that sounds like Binance, valued at over 17 million. So what does that mean for us as retail buyers or purchasers? Now, what does that even mean to us? I mean, is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. So it says company officially launches a yield focused digital asset treasury strategy, streamlines operations, achieving approximately 2.9 million in annualized cost savings. Let's see. We have a biotech company advancing a yield focused BNB digital asset treasury strategy. Let's actually go and look at what BNB is doing right now. So BNB is a crypto. Binance. Let's go BNB USD. All right, so this is what it's looking like right now on TradingView. Make sure y'all can see what I'm looking at. Yeah. Okay, so BNB, quite a bit of a pullback. Was up here at 1,400, has pulled back about $400. But definitely was at all-time highs. Broke out of this level at 617, $800, all the way up there, and now is in a pullback mode. So my question is, if it's pulling back, is this because they've sold, or what is this action over here on BNB? All right. What is the action over there on BNB? BNBX, the one we were just watching, look at that. Move all the way from 849. This is why we kind of wait for structure. 849 all the way down to this peak daily level of 587 here. Now the point of control is at 651. On the 1 minute, it is at 595 on the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and mark that up 654 before it ends up moving. Oh, it moved. Okay, 654. No, it didn't. It's still in the same spot. 654 down to 595. So 595 is where the points of controls are right now. So we'll see if this area becomes a big problem for it. Went down there, crashed that level, but we don't have any structure yet. BENF continuing to look at how steep these moves are. This doesn't make sense. See, this is what I'm talking about. It has to make sense. Like, this is not gravity. This is like somebody fat fingering. Look at how steep these it's not any kind of true consolidation, just very steep movements around here on BENF. So it's coming back up and testing the point of control boxes. At this point, we'll see if that continues to hold it down. Bottom side was 541, so we'll see if we can start to graft any structure on that. BENF continued. It went over $1 up to 102s at the highs, but has not given us any real structure. Okay, so I think we're watching the right places, at least. The low floats are where it is. Let's see, what was YYAI doing down here? So it fell from 23 down here to 15 and now only moved back up 2 cents. So that one's pretty much out of focus. Now, this one wouldn't show up on my scanner because it is a higher float, though. The ones that I see are like BENF and BNBX, low floats. All right, so it's just kind of riding on this bench here, right under this level. And we are seeing a little bit of selling pressure there. We'll see if that continues downward. Still a super steep move down, so no structure yet. BENF. So there are some upward ideas here that we could go ahead and draw in. There's one right here. And we can see the value level here. So the bottom of the value level is right around 72. Top of the value level is where it's at right now at the 97s. We had a little bit of some type of, whoops, wrong one. We had a little bit of some type of trend right through here. We'll see how that holds. Inside of this trend, we had a trend inside of a trend. We'll see how each one of these ideas holds up. And what it actually ends up invalidating. But move back down 10 cents to 90 cents. Let me go back up to BNBX. Now, this was our point of control level based on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. It ended up facing a lot of descending pressure from this point of control level and continued to pump down to 5. Now, my thing is I like to trade above $5. And what is it doing now? Breaking down 5. So this would fall off of my register. Same thing with BENF. I'm just showing y'all like how I graph things, I guess. But that is a huge move down, going up there to $8.49, and now all of a sudden giving back $4 to the downside. That's like a short dream. Let me see what new news popped out on it. Same news, same news. It says Applied Data Sciences shares are trading higher after the company announced it has closed a private investment in the public equity financing, which resulted in the gross proceeds of approximately $27 million. Also, the company purchased an additional 4,908 BNB tokens. So at the price it is currently at, price that BNB is currently at 1,000. I don't know if they bought it here or if they bought it down in here. They're really not giving a date when these tokens were bought. So, I mean, they reported that they bought some more, but I'm not sure about that. Not so sure about that. Beyond Meats ended up popping back up. So we had a couple of little descending trends here, but now it has a clear uptrend idea here. So we'll see how that ends up holding. If it can continue to ride up, it did break over that original downtrend there. So we'll see how it continues to bounce on this level here. So we're seeing a little bit of structure there. What else we got? Man, that thing got hammered. And this is the thing, without a structure, you really don't know if an uptrend is restarting. And this move right here from 460s back up to 587 or $6 is a huge move. And I don't know if it's even possible after this move down, especially on a Wednesday, a hump day. 7 million shares traded on that fallout. Okay, so BENF still acting up here to the top side. Now, one of the things that, you know, kind of looking into the future, we like to take into account, okay, so this could be a head and shoulders if this doesn't continue upward, right? Could be a head and shoulders setting up here. So definitely be careful there. This could become quite a bit of resistance here at the 97, but it could just blow through this. I'm not sure. And came back up through that little cloud there. So we'll see what happens. Right, Arab. We got a lot of funny moves out here this morning, man. I tell you what, this is not a day to be losing money. If you don't have to risk, I mean, it's probably good not to. But Andre, he made his lunch money on BENF. He said he made $10, so pay for lunch. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do that today. Look at that. Is it gonna go through? It's gonna stay above this level and start to hold the $1 level. It's got a high up here of 102s on BENF. It's up 105% with 55 million shares traded. And now it's starting to finally give us a new idea. So right here is a possible start to a downtrend. We'll see if it, oh, never mind. Just went straight on through it. So it invalidated everything below it. So all of these right here are invalid now. Go ahead and remove all of those bad boys. Got to wait for new structure to form. I'm going to keep the uptrends though, but the downtrends have been invalidated. So we start with the new point up here at 110 is the top, and we'll see where it goes. If it starts to fail these uptrends that we got in here, but all the downtrends are out of there. Coming right back into that bubble that was the Head and Shoulders completion. We'll see how that holds. Let's go to AREB, not doing much. BN, BX. Okay, continue down from there. Point of control did pull down on BNBX. Look how far it is away from that point of control. So this is 477. So now it's showing 595 down to 466. 595 down to 466. That's a huge range. I can't do that until it tightens up a little bit. All right. So it's playing around in this bubble, playing around in this Head and Shoulders bubble. No real structure, just some spikes. AREB. Okay. And this is what the lower price ranges can do. They can throw those in there, and I'm telling you, you cannot, unless you have an order, and even if you have an order up here, maybe it jumps your order and doesn't fill you. So it goes up there and you're like, oh man, I was up to 110, but it doesn't fill the order. Especially if you're not trading on a direct broker or direct access broker, it can easily jump your order. And now you're down here like, man, I wish I would have took that profit, and you're feeling bad now when you shouldn't be, because this was trash in the first place. So we'll see what structure forms out of here. The bottom level of this is what, 930 or 93 cents. So it's just another uptrend within an uptrend, really. Kind of steep there, but it's been making these crazy moves. So we'll see where that failure starts. So this bubble for the Head and Shoulders looks like this is going to be a Head and Shoulders pattern. It's just a weird one because of the price. Okay, so BNBX way down there, under 5. Did I just get a disconnection? No, I'm still streaming. Okay, but yeah, way down there under the 5 now. Head and Shoulders looking like it is. It just needs to dump through 95 cents at this point. You see that volume coming in there right there at the 97s? Look at that. A lot of trades coming in there. A lot of trades right at this level. I'm looking for the dump through 95. Oh, it just hit the bottom of November resistance. Biz said. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that thing's gonna dump. Look at all that volume coming in and nothing pushing it up. So the bottom of this candle is 96 cents. Let's see if it can do a big flood out. That is a lot. This point of control is probably about to pull up if it keeps trading like this. Big dump. Got a couple levels that they can catch it though. 95. Oh wow. Yeah, this is insane. All right, so BNBX coming back up to $5. This is a super steep structure. Like, look at this. This is insane. Look at this. I don't trust that. It's gonna have to show me a little bit more, but it does have this level down here, 465. Let's see, 465, and where's the other one? 527 down to 465. Can it hold above this 440 level? Almost 10 million shares traded on it. Still up 49%. BENF. Looks like it validated that this was some type of head and shoulders. Very weird head and shoulders. This shoulder was broken. Clavicle collapse. Okay, so not being able to hold that 5. But can we finally start seeing some type of trend upwards, or is it just going to break down this 438? Yeah, 5 is the issue for it. All right, BENF, you ready to break down? You broke one. You ready to break down another one? It did move the point of control up here too. Point of control now is 96. And it's got room back down to the 84s, which was this first little level here. See how quickly it gets back down there. 58 million shares traded. I think our eyes were in the right place. Looks like it took a little bit of dump right there. Yep. Okay, so ended up breaking the next one down. But we still can't put any true downtrend in here until it pops up and shows us, you know, a good little resistance level to start a structure there. And basically that's all that I really do is just try to visualize the ideas. What ideas break down? If someone thinks it's a good idea, but it ends up breaking down, well, it must not be a good idea. But if we can get to a point where one, we found the concentration levels, right? Where the heavy levels of trading are, and we found clear patterns here. Now, maybe they may look a little different or look a little funny, but you still can identify the simple, like how these look, right? And then say, hey, that idea failed, that idea failed, that idea failed. But how many ideas fail before it reverses, right? Is what I'm thinking. But not on this one. This one, I don't know if it's going to reverse or not. It may just go on down, back down to the next level. But it's got the next level down here to break down at the 89s, and then it's got another one down here at the 84s. So we'll see what it wants to do. Or this may become some type of resistance. So see more volume important. Look at that volume coming in there. Look at that volume running in there. Wow. Somebody is happy buying or happy selling. Look at that. So will it get to the next idea? Possibly. 60 million shares, and there's the next idea, bouncing off that idea. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and invalidate this move up, or this upward move here. Try to remove it. Move that, and we're looking for a new downtrend level. So bounced off that, gave a couple little pumps up. Back over to Beyond Meats. So it is going back towards this what we thought was an uptrend. We'll see if that actually catches as an uptrend there, right above the $6. If not, it could break down the 584s. Another little idea there. Coming right down to this level. So it's got some room in here between the 620s and the 650s, about a 50 cent level there. if it wants to break out. All right, back over to BENF. Looks like our top idea did become some type of resistance and turned it around. So the low here is 90 cents. Really slowing down now. Okay, BN. So we did get a little tip out here. We do have a little bit of an uptrend here on BNBX. We'll see how that does, if it wants to continue on that, or does this become resistance. Got a top side here of 527, but not enough structure to really say, hey, this thing is, uptrending. It's right on that previous see, 5. Okay, so now we got a new point of control level. So it says from on here, it says 490 on the 1 minute. We got 503 on the 5 minute and 527 on the 15 minutes. So 527 is where we'll start drawing. 527 here down to the 490. 490. We'll see how that does in this level, if it wants to break down or what, but it is right in a heavily traded level based on the point of control. All right, to BENF, you ready to break down yet? Continues to make lower lows or lower highs. Just needs to break down to 90 cents basically. All right, well, it's almost 7:30. We've run through kind of like what I do as a strategy. You know, but I think I'm gonna follow my instincts and my statistics today, and I may just play defense today, because if I don't lose today, the chances that I make money tomorrow is very high. So why go into the red just to have to make it back tomorrow, right? It cuts into my gains for Thursday. Like, man, and then tomorrow, like if I lose 50 bucks today and then come back tomorrow and make, I don't know, let's say 200 bucks or something like that. I'm like, oh, I could have just not traded on Wednesday, bro. What was I thinking? And that's what every Wednesday has been, but I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna change that today. So it is trading towards the bottom side of this level here at 490. And if it makes a new bottom, it'll be a new uptrend idea if it turns around. But right now it's kind of struggling right there at that 490 level. BENF still can I actually want to see it pop out. That way we can get a nice little downtrend going here. So if it can pop up, that would be great. Yeah, get you a little pop. Get your little pop and get shut down. All right, right up there to the level where those shorts sit. Come get it, shorts. Let's go. Bam. Right off that 95, and the bottom side of this is 92. So let's go, shorts. Show them what you got. Right up there to that level. Right, and then it has a breakdown point down here at 90 again. And now we have a nice clear level of where the next idea is. So go over here to the trend, go to the top, tip top. It's a little steep. It is definitely a little steep. I may give it a little bit more time before I draw one. Anyway, BNBX did not get back over 5 yet, just holding at the bottom side of this, and it did create a new level here. So 487, and we'll see if this continues to become resistance until it fails to the downside, or if it can hold and create a new uptrend within this uptrend. Definitely looking like the struggle is real in here though. So bottom side of this was 467, closing under this box. Want to crash out? Right down to our level, little test. Yep, you're gonna go ahead and break it down more than that. That's a lower low there. You wanna go down to 450 for us? All right, it's not really. All right, so we're gonna invalidate this little uptrend. And this is gonna be a new idea here, wherever it stops. Go ahead and try to pull back up. Show us some green first. It's gotta show us green. Well, maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. That's 458. Almost down to the 450s. Okay. Continue to press down. Got to show us green here. All right. Oh. All right. Is this the idea? Hasn't closed this candle. All right. So it's showing a little green there. So we got a little idea there. But it is definitely weak under this box. Wow. Only up 33%, 34%. And still don't have a clear downtrend here from the top. BENF ended up breaking down this level here. So we were watching in this little range here. Took a little time, but finally broke down, stopped right before it hit this little level down here. So we'll see. It doesn't want to curl, doesn't want to create resistance up here, but doesn't want to just start pumping down now. Ooh, that's some volume, man. That volume bounce in there is crazy. Look at that volume coming in there. Heavy volume. Bottom side of this is 87 cents. Is it actually going to break down? Little kiss of death there. Right at that level. Okay. Heavy volume coming in there. So this one is invalidated now, so we'll go ahead and invalidate that. We have a top side up here with no new levels, but we do have an idea from that point. Go ahead and start. Well, and it crashes right on through it. All right. Point of control just pulled down. So can it show us green there? Okay. We'll see what this idea wants to do. We'll invalidate this one up here. And we'll see if it what it wants to do in this range. It's got the point of control right here at the 87. It continues to bend what is to the extent to the right. Yeah. So we'll see how it holds in there. Still too steep to really draw anything from this 111, so kind of hard to tell. Back up here to not A-Red. Oh, BNBX, did it continue to dive off? It did. So we had a slight little uptrend, but now we don't even have that. So that gets rid of that, invalidates that. So it just continues to fade off. All right, y'all. That's enough analysis for today. I analyzed things that I just It just makes my stomach bubble, but it's okay. We'll find something. I'll be in the Discord today afterwards to see how y'all are doing, and if y'all want to talk about dividends or setup. If y'all now with the TOS setup, we can jump into a Discord and I can show you, like, if you're looking for different things that you're seeing on my screen that you want to know how to do or something like that, we can do a video call in Discord. But I just need to schedule it because my day after after 8 o'clock kind of gets pretty busy. But yeah, we can schedule something and kind of link up that way. But yeah, a bunch of death on Wednesday. So death that we avoided. Beyond Meat continued to hold this little uptrend. So it went down here 1, 2, formed a higher low than this previous level. What is this? 675 up here, and just kind of walking up. Pretty much invalidated this one. And just continues to walk up here. I don't know what it's going to do to the open, but heavy trading right here at the 650 level where that point of control is. It's 650 on the 1 minute. It is 662 and 662 on the 5 and the 15 minute over here. 662 point of control, 662. Okay. Anyway, I'm about to go ahead and ease out of here. Appreciate y'all. You said not investment advice. Yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me know how that Beyond Meats goes for you. You know, you're still holding that 200 shares. I mean, either way it goes, it's probably gonna be a green trade for you. So I just, you know, it is what it is. I can't hate on it. You making money, bro. That's what we're here to do. No matter what our strategy is over the long term, are we getting broke or are we getting some money, right? But yeah, that's it for me today. And as always, see you guys in the next one. Let's see. All right, let's do that one.